Yeah, I may not be super familiar with this franchise, but as soon as I heard there was a one-take fight scene in this movie, I was into it. Because I am a nerd. So Creed, starring Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone. So Creed is technically not really a Rocky sequel, but it's part of the whole franchise. It's kind of a revitalization of it, but still being on its own. But of course, Sylvester Stallone is in it as Rocky. But the focus is on Adonis Creed, or Donnie, played by Michael B. Jordan. He's the illegitimate son of Apollo Creed and never met his father. But as he grew up, he learned about him and started being a fighter as well. After realizing that this is what he wanted to do, he goes to Philadelphia to track down Rocky so he can train him. And that is the movie. I've only seen one Rocky movie, and that's the first Rocky movie, and I think the most important one. But having only just seen the first Rocky movie, I did feel like I knew enough to still be able to enjoy Creed, and I did. The beginning was a little shaky for me. It took me a little while to get into the movie. I thought it was a little rushed and also pretty over the top. But I know that's kind of just a staple of the whole Rocky series, even in the first one. So once I got kind of used to it because the movie, keeps that over the topness going, by the end of the movie I was totally okay with it. But I like that they make the son of Apollo Creed an underdog because, of course, Apollo Creed was this really, big deal fighter who was fighting Rocky, who was the underdog. So I liked how kind of the tables were turned in this movie in terms of the Creed name. Michael B. Jordan does a really great job as Adonis Creed. You feel kind of all the emotions and all the frustration he's going through, and there's the one line at the end that I won't, spoil, but basically it just sums up everything that, he's been feeling, and just kind of sums up what he's been trying to do, and it's a really heartbreaking, but it's such a simple line, and he delivers it really well, and it does a very good job, and you don't even remember him being in Fantastic Four, so that's good. The big surprise in this movie, I think, is Sylvester Stallone. He can actually act. The emotion from him in this movie is incredible, and the best scenes in this movie to me are the ones with him and Michael B. Jordan, which thankfully are a lot of scenes, and then the fight scenes. But they just have a very good chemistry together, and Stallone just kind of blows you away with kind of all the emotion he's bringing to the table, and it's kind of a surprise because we haven't seen something like this from him in a while. There are only 2 fight scenes in this movie, which I was okay with because the first fight scene is shot in one take. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they might have done clever editing, but I look like one take, so I assume. The amount of intricate planning that had to go into that, it's just blew my mind. And as I was just watching, I was like, there hasn't been a cut. How has there not been a cut? And while mostly because of that, it might be the most compelling fight scene of the movie, but the ending fight is also really good, and you just are incredibly invested at that point. So again, for someone who's only seen Rocky 1, I really enjoyed this movie. It surprised me. The actors surprised me, especially Sylvester Stallone. The fight scenes are really great, and also the scenes with Rocky and Adonis are great, especially the more emotional scenes, because it lets both actors really show what they're made of. So I really enjoyed this movie. So that's why I'm going to give Creed a nice and a half. So what did you guys think of the movie? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Okay guys, that's it for me. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Toodles!